Welcome to the Happy Hormones Coach podcast, your go-to source for all things women's health. I'm here to guide you through the ups and downs of hormonal changes, helping you understand how these shifts impact every aspect of your life. So whether you're in the perimenopause phase or really any other phase of life, looking to improve your overall well-being, or just seeking practical tips on stress management, nutrition, and fitness, then this podcast is for you. Join me as we explore holistic and functional approaches to health, share expert insights from guests, and empower you to feel your best at every stage of life. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to remind you that the information shared in this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any medical condition. Always consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your health regimen. Welcome back to another episode of the Happy Hormones Coach podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer, and today we're going to explore a topic that's becoming more and more popular among women, especially those of us navigating the sometimes rocky waters of perimenopause, and actually even younger. I've talked to women in their early 20s that have been doing this also. We're going to talk about how you can align your lifestyle with the natural rhythms of your cycle without getting too technical. I'm not going to use the term syncing your cycle because I think it can sound a bit too clinical. So instead, let's begin thinking of it as quote unquote tuning in to your body's natural rhythms. And we'll also chat about the benefits of seeds and how they can support you in this process too. And it's been helping me. So I'll answer some common questions that you might be Googling or some that I see common in a lot of groups and clients that I work with. And of course, I'll give you a simple action step you can start today at the end. So grab a cozy spot and let's dive in. So let's start with the basics. What does it mean to tune in to your body's natural rhythms? Well, throughout the month, your body goes through different phases, each with its own set of hormonal shifts. And these shifts can affect everything from your energy levels to your mood to how well you sleep. By becoming more aware of these rhythms, you can make small adjustments to your lifestyle that help you feel more balanced and in control. So, for example, there are times of the month when you might feel more energized and social, and other times when you might feel more introverted and need to rest. And understanding these patterns can help you plan your activities in a way that aligns with how you naturally feel. It's like giving yourself permission to flow with your body rather than fighting against it. And I'm always saying, go with the energy of your body. Don't go against your body. Let's work with it since it's working for us. So now let's break it down into the different phases of your cycle and how you can tune into each one. Even though perimenopause can bring some unpredictability, you can still notice patterns. And even if you're not in the perimenopause phase, you can still notice patterns as well. And so phase 1, the resting phase or the menstrual phase, this is when your period starts. It's a great time to slow down, rest, and reflect. Your body is naturally asking for more downtime, so just give it what it needs. And this might be a good time to do more gentle activities like Pilates or stretching, yoga, and to focus on nourishing yourself with warm, comforting foods. Now, I have to say, in the menstrual phase, I've spoken with some women who actually, it's flipped. They have more energy in this phase. And so I always say, just work with your body, not against it, and go with the energy of your body. And as long as you're getting some movement in, it's perfect. And so now the second one is the follicular phase or the rebuilding phase. So after your period, your energy starts to pick up a little bit more. And this is when your body is preparing for ovulation. And you might notice that you feel more motivated and creative. It's a great time to start new projects, plan ahead, and get moving with more intense exercise if you feel up to it. And go with the energy, of course. Don't start something new if you're not used to working like a full intense cardio. Don't start it in any of the phases. Just work with the energy of your body and what you're used to, and then just gradually build up from there. And that's just a general rule for the fitness aspect of it in general. The high energy phase, which is the third phase or the ovulatory phase. And this is around the time of ovulation, and you might feel your best, full of energy and ready to take on the world. Socializing, public speaking, and high energy workouts can feel really good during this time. It's also a time when you might feel more confident and outgoing. And the other one, the last phase, is the reflective phase or the luteal phase. And this is a longer phase. It could be about, generally 2 weeks. So this phase is a little longer than the rest, and it is when it's after ovulation. And so it's when your energy might start to wind down as you're approaching for your next cycle. And this is a good time to start finishing up projects, reflect on what's going on, and just slowing down again. You might feel more introspective, and that's okay. Just honor whatever feeling that you have. And I know many of you have questions about this topic, so let's dive into some of the most common ones that women tend to Google or look up. So can I really use my cycle to plan my life, or is this just a fad? Well, it's not a fad. It's a practice that's been around for centuries, and women have long understood that their bodies follow natural rhythms. And by tuning into these rhythms, you can live in a way that feels more balanced or tuned into nature or like harmonious. And it's the same with like moon phases. And so that's what I also use with clients. If they're not having a period, we just go off the moon phases. And so it tends to harmonize more with nature that way. And it's about working with your body, not against it, as you will likely always hear me say. And think of it as a way to optimize your energy and well-being rather than forcing yourself to do the same thing day in and day out, regardless of how you feel. So, it could be really cool just to understand your body and get to the point to where you don't even have to really track because you're so in tune with your body. Like, how empowering is that? That's awesome. And so what if my cycle is irregular because of perimenopause? And this is a common question. And even if your cycle is irregular, you can still benefit from tuning into how you're feeling at different times of the month. And this is where I talk about, getting to know your body, getting in tune with it. And of course, the key is to observe your body's signals and your energy levels, your mood, your cravings, and adjust your activities accordingly. It's all trial and error, but with time, you'll start to notice patterns and learn how to work with them. And I'm always talking about patterns because it's so important. It's like we have to, we're detective of our body. So it's really about just experimenting and getting to know ourselves better. And so how can seeds help with this process? Like, what's up with seeds? I get that a lot. It's very simple, but the seeds are so powerful, and it has helped so many women, and just even myself included. And so they're just a simple, natural way to support your body's rhythms. And it's known as seed cycling, and it involves eating different seeds during the different phases of your cycle to help balance your hormones amongst a whole host of other things too. Men can use the seeds. Of course, they don't need to cycle it, but they can use it for so much other health benefits as well. So, but for example, during the first half of your cycle, the resting and rebuilding phases, you can incorporate flax seeds and pumpkin seeds, both my favorites, which are rich in omega-3 fatty acids and help support estrogen levels. During the second half, which is the high energy and reflective phases, switch to sesame or black sesame seeds, which is higher in antioxidants, and sunflower seeds, which are high in zinc and vitamin E, which support progesterone levels. And it's an easy and tasty way to nourish your body and get those nutrients in. And so what's a simple action plan that you can start today? So I suggest starting with the seed rotation. Pick up some flax seeds and pumpkin seeds and add a tablespoon of each to your smoothies, salads, yogurt, or really anything during the first half of your cycle. And then switch to the sesame or black sesame seeds and sunflower seeds for the second half. And this small change can make a huge difference in how you feel throughout the month. Just give it a chance if you haven't done it before. You might be skeptical. I was too, but it really does. There's so many benefits. And remember, the key here is to listen to your body. If something feels off or you're not sure what phase you're in, that's okay. Just tune into how you're feeling. You can look up on the Farmer's Almanac, which I use, look up the moon phases. And you could, wherever your moon is, wherever you live, the phase of the moon that it's at during that time. Sorry, I can't speak today. Just type in your zip code and it'll give you the whole month. And you can go from there too and go off the moon phases. And so just go from there. And this practice is all about becoming more aware of your body's natural rhythms and supporting yourself in a way that just overall feels really good. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey of tuning into your body's natural rhythms. Remember, small adjustments can lead to big changes in how you feel, especially during perimenopause. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend who might benefit from it. And if you have any questions or want to dive deeper into this topic, please feel free to reach out to me. I am here to help. Until next time, take care of yourself. Remember, tune into your body, and you've got this. Thank you for tuning in to the Happy Hormones Coach podcast. I hope you found today's episode insightful and empowering. Remember, taking charge of your health is a journey, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. If you enjoyed this episode or any of the other episodes, please be sure to share, subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It does help me to reach more women like you who are striving for optimal health and happiness. And don't forget to follow me on social media for daily tips and inspiration. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep thriving.